Hi, welcome to Open 10 Academy. My name is Eva Goldstein-Miola, and I'm founder, director, and a teacher at Open 10. It's great to meet you. Like all good stories, there's a beginning. So I'm going to share with you the beginning of Open 10 Academy. My personal homeschooling journey began many years ago when my now 20-year-old daughter was just 5 years old. I'd been on an extended maternity leave from my classroom at a public school. I'd stayed home with her for the first 5 years of her life, and together we did amazing things. We read, we went to the park, we went to the zoo, we played games, we had friends over. We baked, we cooked, we did art projects, we did science projects, you name it. We just had an amazing time. But the time was coming to an end, and she was going to be going to kindergarten as I was going to return to my position at my elementary school. I brought her in to kindergarten screening, dropped her off at kindergarten, and went to my classroom to start going through some materials and things that I hadn't touched in 5 years. Suddenly, my principal called me on the classroom phone and asked me to come down to her office. I didn't think anything about it, just went down, figured I had some forms to fill out or something. My principal greeted me and asked me to sit down. Felt more like a formal meeting. I started getting a little nervous. She noticed that and said, "Don't worry, Eva, it's about Shayna." I got more nervous. It's like, what did my daughter do? She'd been in school for less than 2 hours. What could she have possibly done? My principal looked at me and she said, "The kindergarten teachers have been observing your daughter very carefully, and they feel it's best if they put her in second grade beginning this fall." I sat there thinking to myself, this is insane. My daughter is only 4.5 years old. She'll be 5 right before she enters kindergarten. She has a late July birthday. There's no way I'm putting my 5-year-old into second grade with 7 and 8-year-olds. It is totally developmentally inappropriate. Looking at my principal and without thinking, I blurted out, "Thank goodness homeschooling is legal in Massachusetts. I'll just homeschool her and keep her home." I looked at my principal in her eyes and realized what I had said. And oh well, my homeschooling journey began. We moved from Western Massachusetts to Northern Virginia, where we continued to homeschool. It was amazing. The opportunities, the choices we had. Shayna was still in elementary school. We did lots of things at home, but we had all of DC's museums. We had opportunities that I had never even thought about. Days at museums, different classes, different co-ops, park days. Northern Virginia is full of homeschoolers. There were tremendous opportunities. We took advantage of so many of them. She wanted a specific class. I found it. Boom, she took it. She wanted French, found a French teacher. She wanted to take Arabic, found an Arabic teacher. She wanted to learn Shakespeare as a 5th grader. Kind of a little weird, but you know what? It's what she wanted. Boom, found it. She was in a Shakespeare class as a 5th grader. I made it happen. There were so many amazing opportunities. We loved homeschooling. We chose our curriculum, we chose classes, we chose opportunities. It was fabulous. We continued homeschooling in middle school, not even thinking about it. Just was the natural flow. However, all of a sudden, the same exact places where she had taken classes as an elementary school student now required a statement of faith. We couldn't sign it. We didn't know what we were going to do. Unfortunately, this led to my daughter applying to a public, charter, magnet, gifted, by acceptance only high school in Alexandria, Virginia. It's called Thomas Jefferson High School of Science and Technology. Now, I will say it was the perfect place for Shayna. She was granted admission. She went. She was able to take amazing classes from instructors who challenged her. She took advanced maths, advanced sciences, foreign languages, technology, you name it. She met like-minded kids. It was fabulous. She enjoyed her years there. However, for me, it was a little bittersweet. I'd planned on homeschooling until she got to college. But I realized it wasn't going to happen. She loved school. I invited her to come home every year, reminded her she didn't have to go to school. She loved it. She stayed. She graduated from TJ. It worked for her. However, this is the time that the concept of Open 10 Academy started to form in my brain. However, it took many years and changes in online education for this concept to come to fruition. Personally, from 1986 until the present, over 30 years, I've been involved in education in one form or another. I was an elementary school classroom teacher. I taught grades 3, 4, and 6. I was a reading specialist for an elementary school. I am a private tutor. I help students weave their way through the complicated maze of college admissions. I'm an IEW homeschooling teacher. And finally, my biggest accomplishment is a homeschooling mother. But in 30 years, I've seen it all, been there, done that, everything in the field of education. 14 years ago, when my daughter was still homeschooled, she asked me if I'd get together a little group of her friends to do writing with. She wanted someone to read her stories to, other than her mom and dad. Per her request, I gathered some little friends over. We did some writing. We used IEW. It was very laid back. It worked. Parents quickly realized I really did know what I was doing when it came to reading and writing, literature and writing. Soon, the little group of students grew to over 100 students. Then, about 8 years ago, a few of my parents came to me, military moms, and they said they would be relocating and asked if I would consider teaching virtually. Honestly, never even thought about it before that day. I didn't even know where to begin. I explored, I researched, I looked up, I tried. We did some classes virtually. I loved it. Who would have known? One class virtually turned to many classes virtually until I was 100% virtual. At that point, I never taught face-to-face again. Everything was virtually. Today, this year, I have 222 students that I teach in various classes in 5 different levels from around the world, all virtually. I have kids in different countries who are military or government. I have kids from around the United States. And I have kids who attend traditional school who take my classes after school. It's amazing what virtual education can do. Just recently, I was able to meet with two of my families. Whenever I travel, I try to meet up with whoever I can so I can meet the kids face to face instead of just on the computer screen. And my daughter and I were traveling to Italy for her winter break. And I have a family in Florence and a family in Rome. So I got together one day with one family and one day with the other family. My kids, my students, I call them my kids. We laughed. We told stories. We shared experiences. We talked all day long. What an amazing time we had. It is so possible to get to know your students through virtual education. 8, 9 years ago, if someone told me that, I would have said no way. However, virtual education is the wave of the future. It's amazing how students can learn. I feel passionate that all children can learn if given the tools they need to be successful. This is exactly what Open 10 Academy is about. Bringing the best instructors who are experts in their field, who are passionate about their subject matter, who love teaching, love students, directly to your students at your house. These teachers are worldwide. They come from various places in the world, all to teach your kids. It's amazing. Open 10 Academy is about giving all students the best education possible, no matter their religion, their race, or their gender, if they're a boy or a girl. It doesn't matter. All students deserve the right to have amazing instructors. Open 10 Academy allows you to pick 1 class, 2 classes, or a full schedule. You could choose your weaknesses, your strengths, or it all. Take it out of your hands. It's up to you. It's all about choice. Welcome to Open 10 Academy. Prepare to be amazed. Bye.